is the Word or Son, a super incorporeal being that is having the shape and form of a man, but without flesh and blood. This form can only be seen in divine visions and understood in divine revelations. Later on, this self-same Spirit manifested himself in a physical body and walked the earth plane as Yahshua the Messiah, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Now there is only one name given unto salvation, and we must know that name. So the simple yet intelligent question that we should ask ourselves is, what was the name of the Savior during the time he walked the earth plane? A further understanding of this name and title may be had by reading the preface of the Holy Name Bible. Also at this school, we teach by the divine pattern of the universe. It is called the divine pattern because it is Yahweh's pattern. After Yahweh led the children of Israel out of Egypt, he called Moses atop Mount Sinai and showed him the tabernacle pattern in a vision. Yahweh instructed Moses to build one exactly like it in the wilderness of Sinai. The pattern consists of a most holy place, and a court round about. These three compartments make up the one tabernacle pattern. In this school, we show proof that everything in the universe is made and operates according to the structure and the function of this threefold tabernacle pattern, and that absolutely nothing escapes the pattern. The primary constitutional objectives and aims of this class are as follows. First, to help you find and know Yahweh, our Elohim, as he really is and actually exists. Second, to form a nucleus of universal brotherhood of humanity in Yahshua the Messiah, without distinction of race or nationality, creed, sex, caste, or color. Third, to investigate the unexplained spirit law, or so-called law of nature, and the powers latent in man. Fourth, to encourage and promote the study of the scriptures, comparative religions, psychology, philosophy, and modern practical and occult science. Fifth, to extirpate current superstition, skepticism, and ignorance. Sixth, to learn, know, and understand the operation of Yahweh's eternal purpose through the dispensations and ages. Seventh, to discern and avoid being deceived by Lucifer, the serpent, the devil, the dragon, or Satan and his demons, operating the mystery of iniquity on earth through the dispensations of time. Eighth, to earnestly contend for the common salvation and faith, which was once delivered unto the sons or children of Yahweh. Ninth, to make known that Yahweh from the beginning ordained there is no other name given among men whereby man can be saved, saving the name of Yahshua the Messiah. And 10th, to inherit eternal life now in the kingdom of Yahshua the Messiah, with the hope of immortal glorification in the new earth state. Our watchword is peace. Our slogan is speak the truth. At this time, we will have a prayer by Dr. Deborah Laraway. Our scripture for tonight is Proverbs, the 2nd chapter, to be read by our secretary, Dr. Christy Jackson. And I will be doing the announcements at the end of class.
Good evening, class. Again, enjoy to come to class once again to learn something of Yahweh and to get some revelation and more revelation on tonight's class, the study of the Elohim books. And with that, I'll say hallelujah. Good evening. Sorry, I gotta raise it a little bit. I will be reading Proverbs, the 2nd chapter, and that will be out of the Holy Name Bible. My son, if thou if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom, and apply thine heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of Yahweh, and find the knowledge of Elohim. For Yahweh giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom. For the righteous, he is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment, and preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness, and judgment, and equity, yea, every good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, to leave the paths of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice to do evil, and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and forward in their paths, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words, which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forsaketh the covenant of her Elohim. For her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead. None that go unto her return again, neither taketh they hold of the paths of life, that thou mayest walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. That was the Proverbs, the 2nd chapter.
Good evening, class. I would like to remind everyone at this time to please quiet all cell phones and electronic devices so our class is not disturbed. Choir.
Yahshua is already here. Can't you feel his presence? He's already here. All you got to do is open up your heart, for he is already here. Yahshua is already here. Can't you feel his presence? He's already here. All you got to do is open up your heart, for he is already here.
I wonder, did you ask him? He'll come along with you. He'll fill you with his spirit, alive, brand new. And that's why I can thank him, and that's why we say that Yahshua's already here. Oh, Yahshua.
Yahshua is already here. Can't you feel his presence? He's already here. All you got to do is open up your heart, for he is already here.
I wonder, did you pray a prayer of thanks today? 'Cause Yahshua has shown you in each and every way. And that's how I can thank him, and that's why we say, oh, Yahshua's already here. Oh, Yahshua.
Yahshua
is the man is
already here.
Can't you feel his presence?
Can't you feel his presence? He's already here.
And all you gotta do,
all you got to
is
do
open up
is
your
open
heart.
up your heart, for he is already here.
Oh, Yahshua.
Yahshua
is the man is
already here.
Can't you feel his presence?
Can't you feel his presence? He's already here.
And all you gotta do,
all you got to do
is open up your
your heart, for he is already here.
I wonder, did you ask him? He'll come along with you. He'll fill you with his spirit, alive, brand new. And that's why I can thank him, and that's why we say, oh, Yahshua's already here. Oh, Yahshua.
Yahshua
is the man is
already here.
And can't you feel his presence?
Can't you feel his presence? He's already
and all you
here.
gotta do,
all you got to
is
do
open up
is
your heart.
open up your heart, for he is already here. Yahshua is already here. Can't you feel his presence? He's already here. All you got to do is open up your heart, for he is already here. Yahshua is already here. Can't you feel his presence? He's already here. All you got to do is open up your heart, for he is already here. Tell me, what would you do? Tell me, what would you do? Tell me, what would you do in your life? Tell me, what would you say? I want to know, how would you pray? Tell me, what would you do without Yahshua in your life? Tell me, what would you do? Who would see you through? wouldn't know right from wrong in your life. Tell me, what would you say? I want to know, how would you pray? Tell me, what would you do without Yahshua in your life? I'm glad I've got Yahshua in my life. Helps me on my journey day by day. Hey, every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I'll pray. I couldn't get along, couldn't sing this song, wouldn't know how to pray, wouldn't know what to say. Angels couldn't sing, joy bells wouldn't ring. I couldn't clap my hands, I couldn't pat my feet, I couldn't run this race, I couldn't stand the pace. Life wouldn't mean a thing, 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 life wouldn't mean a thing. Tell me, what would you do without Yahshua in your life? I'm glad I've got Yahshua in my life. Helps me on my journey day by day. And hey, 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 every time I feel this Spirit moving, yeah, moving in my heart, I'll pray. I couldn't get along, couldn't sing this song, wouldn't know how to pray, wouldn't know what to say. Angels couldn't sing, joy bells wouldn't ring. I couldn't clap my hands, I couldn't pat my feet, I couldn't run this race, I couldn't stand the pace. Life wouldn't mean a thing, 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 life wouldn't mean a thing. Tell me, what would you do without Yahshua in your life?
Thank you, choir. Tonight is our Elohim book reading night. We are in volume 3, whose maker and builder is Elohim. I believe we are on page 15, the first full paragraph. Right? Dr. Musa Mayengo, are you willing to facilitate the rest of this section? Could you do that for us? Great. Let me see this. I'll bring it back. Good evening. Good to see the brethren.
We got a couple questions first.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Question 1. As divine intelligence is the crown of our super incorporeal form and is the highest attribute ruling over all other attributes, what is the physical manifestation in our bodies that shows forth this attribute? And the answers will be in here.
Yeah,
Second question.
Okay.
The attributes of beauty encompasses the intercession of the invisible creator of the universe. What system in our body portrays beauty?
Okay, so while you're reading there, I'm gonna draw something that I think we went through a little while ago. Terry went through, and I remember putting some notes in my own section. So I'm gonna try to write it down exactly how it was at that time. It's been a while, so go ahead and start reading while I'm drawing this.
Starting on page 15, the first full paragraph. It might look like the second paragraph, but it's the first full one. Man in his physiological makeup is controlled and functions by 9 systems which are perfectly and harmoniously balanced within his body. Although the effect of each of these systems is manifested throughout the body, throughout the whole body, which can be arranged in a fashion similar to the furnishings of the tabernacle, and the attributes of the superincorporeal form. The 9 systems of the man's physical body are as follows: 1, the nervous system; 2, reproductive system; 3, endocrine or glandular system; 4, respiratory system; 5, circulatory system; 6, excretory system; 7, digestive system; 8, muscular system; and 9, the skeletal system. When these 9 systems are grouped in the fashion as the furnishings of the tabernacle and the attributes of the superincorporeal form, the arrangement would be as follows, which is being drawn on the board. This grouping of the systems of the physical body in a fashion similar to the furnishings of the tabernacle and as the attributes of the superincorporeal form is not without a definite and concise explanation. We will compare each system to the physical body in the arrangement set forth above to each attribute of Elohim, superincorporeal form. As divine intelligence is the crown of the superincorporeal form and is the highest attribute ruling over all the other attributes and coordinating their functions, so the nervous system of the physical body dominates, commands, and coordinates all the other systems of the physical body. Yahweh is intelligence himself, and his intelligence supersedes all other intelligences, whether it be of angels or of man. Likewise, there must be a physical manifestation in our bodies to show forth this attribute. So our nervous system, through which our mind functions, is the highest system of our bodies. The fullest capabilities The fullest capabilities and capacities of the nervous system have not been discovered, neither does any man know the depths or the intelligence of Yahweh. Do you want me to keep going or
Yes.
start over? Okay.
I'm almost done here.
Okay. From divine intelligence stem divine wisdom and knowledge, working as a pair and manifesting the next highest degree of excellence. Remember, each attribute is perfect within itself. David wrote of the wisdom and knowledge, understanding of Yahweh, and recognize their excellence. One needs only to think of the polytechnical makeup and operation of the universe or the physical body to make him declare the superiority of this awesome pair. By the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh, the universe in its totality was created, and it functions with unerring accuracy and infallibility. The corresponding systems of the physical body, which are paired together to bring about a high degree of excellence and performance, second only to the nervous system, are the reproductive and endocrine systems. Is there a greater degree of attainment than the ability to create or reproduce oneself? This is accomplished by means of the reproductive system and the endocrine system working together in their capacities and forming an inseparable bond. The reproductive system never forgets how to produce the same copy, and the endocrine system supplies the stimulation and substance for such copying or reproduction and maintenance. The endocrine system supplies all the wants and needs of the body without conscious effort. These two systems are really the backbone of the physical body. And the prophet Isaiah wrote of the two corresponding spiritual attributes, wisdom and knowledge, thusly, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. And that was Isaiah 33:6.
Okay. All right, so now that we got a concept a little bit, we're going to go back and start it where you started, but just like Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley indicated in that book, is that man is made in the image of Yahweh. And what we say, the image of Yahweh, you think about the attribute that are presented here, the wisdom, the knowledge, the intelligence, the love, the justice, the beauty, the power, the strength, and the foundations came into this physical form, which is Elohim, anthropoetic form, anthropomorphic form, which is Elohim. And then from that, then the creation come up, from that, from Elohim. However, and this is correlated to the tabernacle pattern and how the tabernacle has the most holy place, the holy place, and court around about. The manifestations of these attributes have to be always pointed to Yahshua the Messiah, how Yahshua came and fulfilled. So the attention has to be the manifestation of the spiritual things correlating the physical things, and see how Yahshua came and fulfilled, because everything is pointing to Yahshua the Messiah. So when we talk about this attribute, which is our attribute that we have in our own physical body, it has to be pointing to Yahshua the Messiah. We have to look on the functions and attribute of these systems in relations to what Yahshua came and fulfilled, and what is happening in our own spiritual body. So that is what Dr. Henry is referring here. Now, let's go back and start from where you started, and I will try to relate back and forth. Now, I hope my drawing, I'm terrible. Can you guys see that well and everything? The reason why I wanted to correlate that maybe before you go back is, so we have the 9 attributes of Yahweh, which are right here that I was just mentioning, and I think they're over here. If we go back, there's a picture. Yeah, they're over here, where you have the intelligence, we have the wisdom, we have the knowledge, and then we have beauty, we have love, we have justice, we have foundation, we have power, we have strength. Now look at the placements of these attributes on this Elohistic body, and correlate that with the tabernacle pattern, where you have the most holy place, the holy place, and court around about. Now you take the 3 attributes on each part of the tabernacle pattern, where you have the intelligence, the wisdom, and the knowledge are on the most holy place. You take the beauty, the love, the justice, the holy place, and then you take the foundation, the power and strength, the court around about. Why is that? That's because these attributes, the manifestation of this attribute, within the officiating of the high priest in the tabernacle pattern correlate with what you have, in your body as a human, where you have the cranial cavity, you have the chest cavity, and you have the abdominal cavity. Whatever organ that I present in those areas correlate what the operations was happening in the tabernacle. Now, again, it's very important to pay attention not only of these attributes and how it correlated with Yahweh and Yahshua, but also see what did Yahshua came and do. What has Yahshua done to us spiritually? And what are the attributes, once you have a Holy Spirit, the attribute of the Holy Spirit that are presented is what is a manifestation of the system that we're going to be talking about. So, you have the nervous system, the reproductive system, the endocrine system. In most cases, I think we remember our biology, they are where they're presented in our cranial cavity. Where is the most holy place? It's right here. Oh, this actually is out here. You can see that. Oh, that's good. It's good to be here because sometimes you forget that these things are already here. So you have the nervous system, which correlate with the intelligence, right here. You have the reproductive system, which correlate with wisdom. You have the endocrine system, which correlate with knowledge. You come down to the holy place, you have the beauty, which is correlated with the respiratory system. You have love, which is correlated with circulatory system. And you have justice, which is correlated with excretory system. I can say the R word. Then you come down to the court roundabout, you have foundation correlated to digestive system, you have power correlated to muscular system, and you have strength correlated to skeletal system. The manifestation of these 9 functions of your body correlate what is Yahweh and what we functions as human beings, walking human beings. Now, the aim of this class is to help you know Yahweh as he really is and actually exists. Denying, we always go back and refer, denying Yahweh existence is denying yourself. When people are saying, you're walking dead, walking dead body, whatever. It's denying that existence of Yahweh within you because he created on his own image. And this is what is going to be demonstrated here, to just show a little witness about Yahweh himself being all in all, Yahweh being everything, because everything came from him. So let's start it there. I just wanted to make sure we have that a little foundation knowledge. And to remind that, go check out the lecture from Terry when he talks about the spirit, the soul, and the body, and how all this also correlate with exactly the systems and the tabernacle patterns. I'm not an expert in that area that much, but I just wanted to make sure that I bring it because the correlation is just awesome, on how things operate, spirit, body, and soul. Okay? So let's go back. What did we start at? What paragraph did we start with?
On page 15, the first full paragraph, it might look like the second paragraph, but it's the first full one.
Great.
Man in his physiological makeup is controlled by 9 systems, which are perfectly and harmoniously balanced within his body.
And it has to be remembered, these attributes, they work together to function. In order for the body to function, these things have to work together. Wherever we have issue with our body and everything, something went wrong with one system, then the other system, fell. And to give you an example, you look at the nervous system. The nervous system is kind of like a master of all things. However, the nervous system cannot even function if there's no circulatory system to, bring blood in the heads and whatever. We always hear, oh, somebody got knocked out, somebody, whatever. It's because something stopped that pumping of blood to the brain. At the same time, the nervous system control how the heartbeats go, because these neurons, there's like a synapse and everything, control the mechanism of how your heart can pump blood, like maintain that balance without even missing a little bit, So they are dependent on each other. The respiratory system depends, also function, because without breathing in and breathing out, just stay in the water without breathing for a while, and then you realize yourself pass out, because if you have too much carbon dioxide in your body, it's not good. You need oxygens to surprise in order for your brains to operate. So they are dependent on each other. Excretory system, if you are not excreting things like kidney, is cleaning up and getting rid of all the toxin and everything. If it's not working properly, that's where you see people go to dialysis, because they have to clean and get rid of the stuff, and then it's supplying back some of the things. So, and it has correlation with endocrine. So they are all working together in order for me to even just function here. What does that mean? Is the spiritual role. When Elohim created these creations, it's his spirits. He said, and it was done. And we always say, when Elohim came down as Yahshua, that was Elohim in this, manifestation right here. He didn't come and say, I'm just going to take wisdom and knowledge and maybe love, and I'm just going to leave some of them there and then come down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make it more like blunt, He didn't say, okay, I just need to be walking around, that's it. No, everything, all these attributes came with Yahshua, because Yahshua is Yahweh in this form here. And hence, our body has to have all these attributes in order to function well. So in order for us now to function and to inherit this kingdom, when Yahshua translates us into this kingdom, you have to have all those attributes. That's the manifestations. You cannot be translated in this kingdom if you don't have those attributes, the spiritual attribute of Yahshua within you. The wisdom, the intelligence, the power, the foundations, and all those attributes. Continue.
Although the effect of each of these systems is manifested throughout the whole body, each can be arranged in a fashion similar to the furnishings of the tabernacle and the attributes of the superincorporeal form.
So, right there, Yahweh came out, we always say Yahweh came out of pure spirit states in this shape and form as Elohim. When he showed Moses, when he called Moses up on the top of Mount Sinai, what he showed first was the tabernacle, and how this tabernacle guide everything, how the pattern of this tabernacle guide everything about these creations. So that is the most, that's why Dr. Kennedy is mentioning there that before even going to this attribute and everything, you have to also understand this tabernacle and its functions, all the details within the tabernacle, because it's not going to make any sense if I come here and tell you about this physical body if you don't even know what is within the tabernacle. It's like knowing Yahweh as he really actually exists require you to pay attention on what is the tabernacle and what are the functions of the tabernacle. You cannot skip this and just think that you know this.
Yeah, right.
And that's a mistake.
That's true.
You know, you have to understand why certain thing was done in the tabernacle certain way, why there's a coat around the back, why there is a veil, why there is these vessels in the tabernacle. Then if we correlate that back to your own body, then you click, oh, I see, oh, I see, oh, I see. Then once you start seeing that correlations, the line on line, then you start understanding who is Yahweh. Then you can relate back to what Yahshua was doing when we say Yahshua came and fulfilled everything. And then you can be now translated to the new kingdom. Go ahead.
The 9 systems of the man's physical body are as follows. 1, the nervous system.
The nervous system.
2, the reproductive system. 3, endocrine or glandular system. 4, respiratory system. 5, circulatory system. 6, excretory system. 7, digestive system. 8, muscular system. And 9, skeletal system. When these 9 systems are grouped in the fashion of the furnishings of the tabernacle and the attributes of the superincorporeal form, the arrangement would be as follows, which on the board.
I was just showing this one here and this one here. And that's what I just drew over there. Go ahead.
This grouping of the systems of the physical body in the fashion similar to the furnishings of the tabernacle and the attributes of the superincorporeal form is not without a definite and concise explanation. We will compare each system of the physical body in the arrangement set forth above to each attribute of Elohim, the superincorporeal form.
Okay, so now he's going to go down and break it down, each system correlating with those attributes. Go ahead.
As divine intelligence is the crown of the superincorporeal form and is the highest attribute ruling over all of the other attributes and coordinating their functions, so is the nervous system of the physical body, dominates, commands, and coordinates all of the other systems of the physical body. Yahweh is intelligent himself. Yahweh is intelligence himself, and this intelligence supersedes all other intelligences, whether it be of angels or of man. Isaiah 55, 8 through 9, 1 Corinthians 2 and 16.
Let's get those.
Isaiah 8, or 55, 8 through 9.
Okay.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith Yahweh.
My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my way your way. We always think the other way around as a human. We just think we know everything. Yeah, go ahead.
9. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
How long have we existed as human? And the only time that I can remember we just got to the sky, at least, and I'm just using this physical manifestation. I think it was 1944, when the Wright brothers, what was the year when they finally fly? Was it 1944? The Ohio brother, the one that makes the... Yeah, the Wright brother. Yeah. So, of all our existence, just think about it. Of all our existence and evolutions and everything, that was the first time we just actually, go to the fries and, to go to like the somewhere. We didn't even, you see this, we still don't know a lot about our own brain. We're just discovering little thing about our own brain now, of all our existence. That, just go to show you how little and minute that we cannot comprehend Yahweh. He just gave us just a little bit to understand. And the beauty about this, which is why I just love it, is because every time we discover something, it clicks and we say, aha, because he gave us the wisdom of understanding the tabernacle. He gave us the wisdom of understanding who Yahweh really is. And that's why I was referring that you have to really know the tabernacle and the function of the tabernacle, so that whenever Yahweh revealed to you, you can connect back and say, I see that what I see is Yahweh, and not just your own intelligence. We talking about the nervous system. You know, most of these diseases that affect our nervous system are just really bad. Whenever people get infections, you know, nervous system, you know, is a paralysis. You know, some of the body cannot even function well. It's just, you know, really bad. And I was privileged enough several years ago, many years, that I just don't even remember. I think almost 20 years now, or maybe 19 or whatever, to be, you know, in participation of the biopsy of the brains, and see the brains and really get to see how the brain, you know, cut it and everything, and see all the convolutions and everything, the gray matter and everything. And I know it's not everybody's kind of a things, but I think sometimes that can get you to really appreciate certain things when you see it for it. You know, there's a lot of things. And so what my point was, I work in the behavioral health. There's a lot of things we deal with mental illness, for example. We haven't discovered a lot of things, and the way we are doing nowadays is doing imaging. You know, you put people in some kind of imaging, and you trigger something, and you see the reaction, and then you map it some area where you see the more activities are happening. Then you know, okay, the neurons are shooting this area, and now that we have a knowledge is what part of the brain functions certain way, then we can kind of say, okay, we can connect, so this area is doing this because of this and this and this and this and this. Nowadays we are discovering that. That's the manifestation. It's not tangible. You know what I mean? It's something that you can correlate based on what you are seeing. What I'm trying to tell you is that what he's talking about, the nervous system associated with all the intelligence of whatever you associate intelligence with, and what the nervous system is doing in our own body, that's what Yahweh has done to these creations. There's certain things we get so amazed with, and we just wonder, the wonder of the worlds and everything about, you know, whatever is happening. That's because it's Yahweh's intelligence. Now you see how Yahweh operates in this world. And once you see that, then you can really truly get to appreciate Yahweh and just say, thank you, Yahweh, for allowing me to see that. But denying that, the opposite of denying that, then you're going to miss those, you know, those things, and probably miss the kingdom of Yahshua. So, you know, it's just those little things. Sometimes you get to appreciate things more and more the more you know certain things. Go ahead.
Did you want the Wright brothers? 1903 was the year.
Oh, is it 1903?
1903, and then it surpassed it, a milestone 2 years later when they built and flew the fully practical airplane.
Okay, and then just last year when we were able to go to Mars, I think, was it last year or this year, I think, we were able to go to Mars and, you know, and whatever. But that's just go to tell you, we don't even appreciate the fact that Yahweh gave us that intelligence. Yahshua gave that as that intelligence. And we tend to think it's all our things. We are like operating in our own intelligence and all these kind of things. And I'm not whatever, but I'm saying sometimes I think Yahshua just look at us, it's like, oh, like, you know, with people with kids will understand this. You know, you'll be like, you know, now my kids think he know, but okay, I'll let you pray with that, and then whatever's that's gonna follow, you know, it's like the repercussion of it. You know, it's like, you know, that's because think about it. And I always do this, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna come back to this, but think about this. Every time we discover all these magnificent things, it always come up with some disastrous things. That's because we are not capable, or we don't have all the wisdom to make sure we do things the way they're supposed to be done. And because we're relying so much on our own intelligence and thinking we know that, and that's why we keep making mistakes. Yahweh give us that abundance, intelligence. He allows us to have that. But then once we get it, it's like that when in the Bible where, you know, I think it's, I can't remember. We take it and we think we are the one, we are the Almighty, we are, you know, whatever. And then he has to bring us down to show that, hey, I was the one who gave you that intelligence. I was the one who brought you out, like, you know. I mean, the children of Israel, I would go back to here. You know, they were crying about the suffering that were going on. And he came and delivered them. They saw the miracle that happened in the Red Sea. They tell Moses, oh, we would have rather die there, whatever. And Moses says, stand still and see the salvation, you know, of Yahweh. He got them through here. He just left them for a few minutes to go up there, and they end up doing something stupid again. You know, that shows you something about us. I think somebody says something in this class, is like, Yahweh didn't choose the children of Israel because of any, you know, whatever. He promised Aaron. But through the story of the children of Israel, there's a lot of things that are repeating even right now. You look on what's happening with the children of Israel. Yahweh gave them manna, Yahweh gave them everything, and he actually gave them the land. He said, you go there, you're going to conquer that land. And Joshua, select some people so they can go and survey the lands and everything. They come back and say, oh, I don't think we can take it. Those guys are huge. Their grapes are like, you know, have you seen their grapes? They're doubting all these things that Yahweh have done to them. So that's happening with us, our intelligence. That's what I was trying to refer. We have all these things that we're discovering every single day, but yet it's becoming disastrous every single day. Look on the situation where we are right now. You know, like, you know, it's just, it's a disastrous, you know. So go ahead.
1 Corinthians 2:16. For who hath known the mind of Yahweh, that he may teach it? But we who have the mind of the Messiah.
Exactly. That's another thing. That's another warning. Don't go out there and start blah, blah, blah about something that you don't know. You have to let Yahshua teach you, and you have to let Yahshua speak. You have to ask Yahshua to teach you. Because if you go there on your own, you're just going to be blah, 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 blah most of the time. You know, go ahead.
Likewise, there must be a physical manifestation in our bodies to show forth this attribute. So our nervous system, through which our mind functions, is the highest system of our bodies. The fullest capabilities and capacities of our nervous system have not been discovered, neither does any man know the depths or the intelligence of Yahweh.
Exactly. We haven't, like I said, we haven't even discovered the fullest, you know. We're still discovering. Go ahead.
From divine intelligence stem divine wisdom and knowledge, working as a pair and manifesting the next highest degree of excellence. Remember, each attribute is perfect within itself. David wrote of the wisdom and knowledge, understanding of Yahweh, Proverbs 2nd chapter. We just read today. Okay. And recognize their excellence. One needs only to think of the polytechnical makeup and operation of the universe, or the physical body, to make him declare the superiority of this awesome pair. By the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh, the universe in its totality was created, and it functions with unerring accuracy and infallibility.
Infallibility. What does that word mean? Infallibility. Perfection. Can't fail. Okay.
Perfection, can't fail.
Yeah.
Is
the
infallibility.
Universe was made perfect. Nothing. You don't need to touch it. Nothing. He saw everything was right. Didn't he say that at the seventh day? He looked and he saw that everything is perfect. Go ahead.
The corresponding systems of the physical body, which are paired together to bring about a high degree of excellence and performance, Second only to the nervous system are the reproductive and endocrine systems.
So the reproductive system, which is paired as like a, if I'm not mistaken, a wisdom, and if you go in depth about seeing the how, I'll just use an example, and I remember one doctor here gave a very good lecture about the reproductive system when we have a guest lecture. I think she had like a special lecture about the reproductive system, about delivering, the baby and everything like that. I think she's a nurse. Again, this is why we always love our mom. Whatever you are, male or female, you gotta love your mom. You gotta appreciate, our mom, because the whole reproductive system, again, show how much, because it correlated with a lot of things spiritually. So you have the 40 weeks of the 9 months of the baby being in the womb of the mom. You have the blood, before the baby come out, you have the blood, you have the water, the amniotic system, and then you have the spirit where the baby breathes the breath of life. You have the what's the word, the English, when the embryo and the sperms and they come together, the whole, no, not zygote, the female eggs, the ovum, the ovary, oh my God. The conceptions. Things are running away from like me. It's been a while since I've touched this thing. But she went through very eloquently talking about how, with the story of the children of Israel, with the conception of the 40 weeks and how it correlated with the 40, 40 years where the children of Israel were, staying there. And Yahweh kind of like organized them here and kind of teach them, making sure that they all, know what they need to be doing and organize them, and they work in harmony. It's the same thing when the baby is born immature, we all know that it's not a good thing, and most of the time the baby, in Africa, most of the baby die, because of the, if they're born prematurely, because of the health system, and nowadays it's better, but back in the day it wasn't that good, so prematurely die. It's, just showing you that there's a reason why Yahweh kept these children of Israel here for 40 years, before they can inherit that, they have to mature. Go back with that, you come with with even ourselves, where we always say we're going to be translated in that spiritual body, our spiritual kingdom. Before you go to that spiritual kingdom, you have to mature spiritually before you can be translated to that kingdom of Yahshua the Messiah, because you cannot be translated there if you haven't received the Holy Spirit. And so in order for you to be translated to that spiritual body, you have to be taught, you have to be weaned, you have to be fed, you have to be mature. So the whole reproductive system is just, it's very, she did a very good job, and I still remember that lecture. Go ahead. So you have the reproductive system and you have the knowledge. I know one time, I think I asked somebody, and you guys gonna forgive me every time because English is my second language, so there's certain things that I always get confused when people define them. What is the English dictionary of wisdom? I think we talked about, is that wisdom where you have, I know the descriptions of it, where you are able to take the intelligence and be able to use it.
Let me read it.
Is that correct?
I call it the judicious application of knowledge.
The judicial application of knowledge. I like that.
It's not a
I like,
dictionary,
but it's just, that's how I think about it. Like, that, when we refer to wisdom, you can have knowledge, but if you don't know how to apply that knowledge, then you are just nothing. And so that's why I wanted to correlate that those two work together. Is, that's what I think it was referring, that you have to, they both work together in order to apply something, to be applicable. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a greater degree of attainment than the ability to create or reproduce oneself? This is accomplished by means of the reproductive system and the endocrine system working together in their capacities and forming an inseparable bond. The reproductive system never forgets how to produce the same copy, and the endocrine system supplies the stimulus and substance for such copying or reproduction and maintenance. The endocrine system supplies all the wants and needs of the body without conscious effort. These two systems are really the backbone of the physical body. And the prophet Isaiah wrote of the two corresponding spiritual attributes, wisdom and knowledge, thusly, in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. That was Isaiah 33:6.
So this is, now I remember why. Because what you have in the reproductive system, for example, take an example of maturity, of when, for example, a male is able to produce sperms that can produce babies. Endocrine system control that because it produces certain hormones, and certain hormone can only be produced at certain times when somebody is mature. When a female have to start producing that eggs, the endocrine system know exactly what type of hormones to send it at what time exactly. Those hormones have to start activate certain muscles, acting certain organs so they can produce the eggs. And once that eggs is being produced, the endocrine system activates certain synapse and whatever, and then the nervous system jump in, and they will tell the eggs, now it's time for you to travel to the fallopian tube so that you can meet, whatever. They work together. And once that baby is conceived, the endocrine system is the one that tells the heart, oh, I need more blood on this side. Oh, the egg has to move a certain way. So it will tell the uterus, okay, carry these eggs up a little bit. You need to create your uterus certain way so you can accommodate these eggs because it's going to grow. It's coming with all these things. It's an endocrine system that is doing that. And then the reproductive system is responding to it. And then there will be a time like, hey, you need to create certain amount of fluids within the uterus so you can accommodate this because it's going to be here for another 9 months. So you need to, start producing milk, or you need to start producing this. Women, they have to eat certain foods. They have to be digested in order for that food to be transferred when the baby is growing within the womb. It's the endocrine system that tells all this system what needs to be done at what time. And any failure of that can cause some danger. We always talk about danger of, for example, when pregnant women use alcohol, or like substance, smoke, because they interfere with this system. What happens is when you interfere with this system, and this is what I was talking earlier about how this system works harmoniously, there are certain synapses, there are certain messages, they get blocked because some of, like say, nicotine have certain chemical structure that bind at certain types of neurons. And by doing so, they're going to block the messaging between neurons. And so that message, the endocrine system can react and say, hey, this neuron, you need to send message to say, the baby is ready to get out. So you need to start certain, secretions in the, on, the wall so that, this baby can get out. Or the baby needs certain nutrients. So you need to go to the uterus to release, to allow certain nutrients, to come through. But if it get blocked, the baby don't get those. They're not going to develop well. And the manifestation of that can be seen once the baby is grown. Then you start seeing certain things, certain aspects of that baby. Maybe they're going to be delaying on walking. Maybe they're going to be delaying on talking. Maybe they're going to be delay of just understanding things. And some of them actually have genetic mutations. because during that time when there was mitosis, like the cell division and everything, because the message was not sent clearly, during that, division, cell division, maybe like of the arms or whatever it is, the message was not copied correct. Then you end up with some mutations, and that mutation can lead to, like, we have all these babies like Down syndrome, so you have all these, old babies with all kind of like diseases, and that baby, because of that diseases, can carry that copy and transfer to his offspring, because now what is copied from this baby is going to be copied to his baby, because everything, again, endocrine system play a huge part. The pituitary glands, we always say the fright and fear, You see, I don't know why people always use the lion, the example of the lion. You see the lion, you're going to learn. You have that energy to jump over, like, whatever. I like the example of the mother. When the mother see a danger, they jump in front of their baby. They just like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mother do that. Like, they're so quick. It's like instincts. I just saw today a picture of two elephants in the zoo with the baby, and the baby fell on the pool, and he was kind of like, oh, like, whatever. And the mom was like, looking, and then he just like go around the mom, and then she just went in there, and then she just carrying the baby, she's putting the baby, together. That's the endocrine system there is activated and tell every part of your body, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. If right now I'm carrying something and it landed on my little toe here, I'm going to be like, pain. The nervous system sensed that. Because the neurons, I pinch some nerves, it communicated with the endocrine system. Hey, we got a problem down there. Okay, the endocrine system, okay, I got you. Release some hormones, and then I'm going to go tell the heart, hey, man, we need more blood down there because we have an issue. The heart say, I got you. Then the heart tell the lymphatic system, oh, you need to dilate these, vessels so we can carry more of the dead soldiers out and bring the good soldier in. Everything is activated. They work together. They start working together. That's Yahweh. Mm-hmm. That's Yahweh. There's a reason why Yahweh organized the children of Israel around the tabernacle. Mm-hmm. They have to work together. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why they're officiating. They have to bring the sacrifice. It has to be killed here. The high priest have to wash himself. They have to go and officiate up and down. And then when Yahshua came down, what he did, exactly fulfill it. He was the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Now, when you connect that tabernacle, when you connect with Yahshua on how he was killed, how he was hanged, how that John, when he saw him, he said, I see the lambs, I don't know if you can see here. A prophet, he was shown right here. He see the sacrifice from the beginning of the creation, because he's the only true sacrifice. Now, these things were not done just so that we can tell a story or anything. These things were done because now, if I can correlate with my own body and how it operates, then I can see, I can appreciate and thank Yahweh for even showing us these miracles. That's the reason why Yahweh did that. I wonder sometimes if Yahweh could have said, you know what, I don't need to show human these things. Let them just like whatever. But he did that several times with the children of Israel. And guess what happened? They were lost. They, when they were here, they came here, they were all joyous. They have everything and everything. And every time he tell them, when you guys disobey me, you know what? He let it happen. Mm-hmm. They were enslaved. They went to Babylon. They went to all over the place. And then they start crying again. He brought them back. Mm-hmm. So it's Yahweh operating every single day. Even in our life today, we think we know everything. He'll show you, He'll show you how I was just thinking about how the current situation that we are in, and instead of like thinking of however everybody is thinking about everything. What I'm seeing is the manifestations of the righteousness and unrighteousness. You think how virus has been so, since whatever it is, how virus do. What virus are so good on, they go in our cell body, they go to your DNA, to your core place where you produce all your copies and everything, and they trick that to make themselves. Right. And then they produce more soldiers who then come out, mimic it, and they attack everything out there. Guess what these guys do? That's what he did. That's what he did. He was up there during the, during when Moses saw everything. Didn't we read on Revelations? There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought against that Lucifer, that devil. And 1/3 of them were cast down. He knew everything. He was up here. Guess where he want to go back? So this virus, think about this virus. What this virus does, it doesn't even go to the DNA. It just go in your cell, it go to the ribosome and trick the ribosome to produce its own copy of RNA. And then they came. So what happened is they come, other viruses go, they go up here. But this one, it come here, it go here, it get produced, and it come here. And it uses our own ingredients to make more of it. And then it come out, make more of it. And it evade our immune system. That's what the devil is doing. Spiritually. That's what the devil is doing. You tell somebody about, no, the name is Yahshua. They say, no, it's Jesus. And you're going to spend the entire, maybe whatever lifetime, convincing somebody that one thing, although the fact is there. Because as we all know, how the name has been changed very slow. That you may not even notice that the name is changing during that time, because it went from the Hebrew, the Greek, the Roman, then English. All the time when it's changing just a little, just a little, just a little. By the time it get to us, it's so easy for us to just accept it. And just say, if my mom worshiped Jesus, who am I to say no? If my grandfather worshiped Jesus, who am I? And then you come here, you tell me, no, it's not Jesus, it's actually Yahshua. They're like, man, get out of here. Then they're going to point finger on you like they say, oh, you're like, whatever it is. But that's what this coronavirus is doing. Just take a little, and it come, make its own copy, come out, make more copy, come out, go attack. And they attack all and they try to evade our system. So what this disease is showing is just showing, again, the manifestation of Yahweh, because Yahweh say, I will be what I will to be. I can be death, I can be life. Now, it may be, when I hear that before, it never used to make sense. Like, what do you mean Yahweh can be, death, and Yahweh can be life? But that story of Moses really demonstrates how Yahweh can be, at what time, and what he chose to be. But then he gave us that opportunity to know him, really who he is, so that we can be able to have that wisdom to say, Yahweh, Yahshua, I need you to guide me, teach me. But once you disobey, that's what happened to the children of Israel. Most of them die here. Only if they're I think it was their next generation are the one who went to because they disobeyed. The reason I'm saying this is everything, once Yahshua revealed himself to you, I feel like everything you see, because he is everything, Yahweh is everything. Everything you see in this world, where your existence, you or whatever, you have to see Yahweh. and see what he's trying to show you. Everything, like in little minute thing that you see. Go ahead.
We have now discussed the first triad of the spiritual body, superincorporeal form. Example, intelligence, wisdom, and knowledge, comparing them to the nervous system, reproductive system, and endocrine system of the physical body. Let us now proceed to a discussion of the second triad of beauty, love, and justice, and see their parallelism in the physical body as the respiratory system, circulatory system, and the excretory system.
And again, this second pair here too, they work together so well. They work together so well, and in any area of one of the systems, again, all the 9 systems work together so well. But there's a reason why, again, they are placed in certain areas in your body. There's a reason why Yahweh told Moses, I want this to be here. I want this to be here. I want to do this here. And he said, Moses, when you go down there, when you build these things, make sure you build it exactly according to what I told you. Don't mess up, Moses. Because if you mess up anything down there, you are messing up what is up here. You know? And anything that, whenever a child or anybody is born with some misalignments in the body, there's always a problem. When certain things are somewhere where they're not supposed to be. So think about it. If your eyes were like right here, it would, it wouldn't function. You wouldn't function the way you're supposed to function. And and because of how Yahweh created the world, there's chances that you're going to be left out because you're going to be disadvantaged. I'm really gradually nowadays, again, because I work in this field, is, people with disability, for example. You see how before that, people used to take advantage of people. Like the building codes were not even aligned to, accommodate people with disability. Transportation system, food, everything was just like whatever, because the world just seems to go and then they just forget, whatever. So there is a disadvantage. So there is a reason why Yahweh have told Moses to build the tabernacle exactly how he saw when he was up here in the mountain. Go ahead.
The attributes of beauty encompasses the intercession of the invisible creator of the universe, which with his constituents, to the end that the creature is made one with the creator. This is the beauty of the Almighty Yahweh. It entails a condescension.
I'm surprised I said that word too.
It entails a
condescension.
Okay.
Yeah.
It entails a condescension, a reaching out to help us, a transforming of us to become as he is. This attribute of beauty is portrayed as the respiratory system, the lungs of our physical body, for it is by the functioning of the system that the air or atmosphere in which we live, we move, and have our being is brought into intimate contact with the cells of our body. It animates and gives life and substance to every fiber, cell, and tissue of our physical body, and without it, we could not live.
Now, see, there's a line here which is correlating with what you have here, the altar of incense. Thank you. Where you have those ingredients, and then if you go even deep in ingredients, there are 4 ingredients, if I recall correctly, right? And then you have the major 4, elements that the exchange of air here. They are the four major. There are others, but there are four major elements, which is nitrogen, oxygen, carbons, and what did I forget? Hydrogen, nitrogen, and carbon. Yeah, there are four. So correlating with what you have the altar of incense in here. And one thing that I forgot to mention, which I'm sorry about that, and I wanted to mention, which Dr. Henry Clifford talked about, it is to see the table in the most holy place where you have the two angel, Mike angel, and then they're all in this one structure where you have the law here. That is correlated with how your brain has two robes, separated in the middle, one on each side, and one on each side. And they also correlate with the function of the brain, which one is like a messenger, and then another one, I think he talks about, which I missed that part, and I'm sorry for that. No, he was talking about the two, Mike and the angel, their functions. One was, motor and sensory, yes, thank you. So it's correlated in that, and then he's, if you go even in details, where you have the pineal glands on the back, where it's just like right there, where it's correlated with the law in the out of covenants lie here. So that's the correlation right there, and there's more details if you want to go in depth about even little minute things, where you have the distribution of bloods in your brain coming like a man, a figure of a man. If you look at it, arterial sac of the. Do we have it?
Yeah,
somewhere.
To your right.
Oh yeah, see, I was always told this in this class, and this is one, it's a shame on me because Yahweh just whooped me right now here because of my misbehaving. Because one of the things that I still remember that it was ingrained in me when I came to class is everything that you're looking for is out here in the chart. You just have to pay attention and look for it. But, so here it is. Yahweh, I'm telling you, sometimes you ignore Yahweh, he'll show you right in front. It doesn't matter, whatever. So he just shamed me because I didn't pay attention. So yeah, it's right here. Yeah, it's like we have to pay attention on, because when he gave the vision to Dr. Kinley, he literally spelled out everything on these charts, and that's why it was insisted that, once you learn these charts, I think the knowledge that you're gonna get out of these charts, I think can equip you to live a very happy life if you rely on Yahshua. I think that's just my opinion based on my experience, because there's certain things that just happen with me, and I just go back to the chart and say, if somebody's talking in the floor here, and he just points something, and I just click, and I was like, this time I didn't even notice there. And then I connect it. So the knowledge on these charts are just amazing. So I thank Yahweh for that, for reminding me that. Go ahead.
This air typifies spirit, typifies spirit, which is Yahweh, John 4:24.
And the thing about the air, which, that's another thing that I was going to talk about, the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, then how the exchange of the air happen in your lungs. So this disease now, what happened is when this disease attack you, they attack your viscous area. So the reason why people cannot breathe well is because once they get that infected, you have a lot of fluids in your lungs, and it start you start low and then it start going up. Your lungs need that space to, expand, contract, expand, contract. That's exchange of airs happening on the alveoli inside there, like really in the tiny, tiny, tiny area. And any imbalance of fluid, like the osmosis, any imbalance of anything in this area can cause harm to your breathing. And again, this is all dictated by the intelligence, the nervous system, the endocrine system, because they dictate, they tell, it's like automatic, they tell, breathe, okay, expand now, get air, get oxygen. While oxygen is coming in, carbon dioxide, there is a balance. If you have any imbalance of air, then you're gonna have retention of either other, elements, and it's a problem. So if you have too much retention of carbon dioxide in your blood vessels, for example, you're going to have a problem. The body going to have to react certain way to get rid of that. The coronavirus attacks, the lungs, because they attack your mucous membranes. The mucous membrane kind of like is your dust. It takes care of your dust. You have those cilia kind of like, so that when oxygen comes, it filters so that oxygen can just go, and anything else, if there's any debris or whatever it is, it can filter. That's why sometimes when you're working or, in a dusty area or whatever, you're gonna have that, you're gonna cough it out, those like things, because they get filtered before they get deep down. If they get down there, you're in trouble. That's where because you start bronchitis, and before you know, you have pneumonia. Now, bronchitis is bronchioles, they get infected. Pneumonia is when now you start having fluids and the lungs cannot expand the way it's supposed to expand. One of the things that they're doing with most of the patients is to lay them down and have them go down a little bit so they can have that, the liquids come out. So they drain the liquids so that the lungs can at least expand, so they can, because by expansion, you expand, inhale, oxygen is sucked in, you push it out, whatever out is there, carbon dioxide is pushed out. So that's an exchange. Right now I'm doing it. Everybody is doing it. It's automatic. You just go with your day without even noticing that that's a precious moment that you have. The moment that it's taken out, I'm telling you, if you guys have been having like some little flu, or like you have pneumonia before, you know what I'm talking about. The breath, if you can't breathe, it's terrible. Like, it's a suffering. It's like, whatever. It's just like people like, that's why they have to put oxygen, like, oxygen tanks and everything, to just, allow people to just, breathe. That's beauty. That's beauty. But when you talk about beauty, you talk about Yahweh's beauty. The animations of your life. That oxygen is being sent to your lung, to your heart. The heart say, thank you. I'm going to make sure I share with everybody down there. I'm going to send it, You need oxygen for a lot of things, like, to just your body to operate and everything. You need those elements to be distributed down there, but they come through the lungs. So if the lung is affected, again, think of it as a manifestation of the devil. He's attacking the system. He's attacking the system so that you cannot breathe. Guess what? He's attacking your spiritual system so that you cannot have that exchange between you and Yahweh. You get that knowledge, you get that wisdom, you whatever. He want to cut it. He will have all this issue so that you cannot come to class. He'll have all these issues so that internet is gone. He'll have all these issues so that you cannot have the Elohim book produced. You have all this. He's trying to cut off that air. So when you think about those manifestations, those is what it pertain to. This devil is going to try to do anything he can to make sure that this body doesn't function how it's supposed to do. That's its job. So he's going to attack any system because he knows when I attack this one system, then it's going to affect all these other systems. Then where are you going to get intelligence? Because if oxygen is not going to your brain going to shut off. And the brain going to, brain has this way of mechanism of like, okay, let's go back to plan B mode. And the plan B fell. Before you know, you start having fluids in your brain now. It's like, there's no circulations. There's no lymphatic system to take care of this stuff. Before you know, you start having headache. Because the brain's pressure is too much. It cannot accommodate. Your body starts shutting down. Start having edema. Your kidney say, oh, I can't take it. I'm doing so much, man. I can't do it. Because the kidney is not getting any signal from the brain to do his job. Everything starts shutting off one after another. Before you know, you cease to exist. That's what the devil does.
Mm-hmm.
Take little things because he know if I take this, they're not going to be functioning. And if they don't work hard enough to gain those functions, chances are other systems going to start failing one after another, one after another. Before you know, we have 5 people in the class. We used to have 40. That's because the devil is doing that job. Little by little, plucking, little system by little system by little. But if you don't see that, that's what I'm saying. Everything that we are talking here today, you have to see the manifestation, how Yahweh is and actually exists. And you have to see those in that way. Go ahead.
John 4:24. For Elohim is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
I never understand that until, and again, thank you. Spirit. That's why I say I'm not going to touch that. There's here, spirit, soul, body. You see where spirit is? It's up here, most holy place, where there is nervous system, there's a reproductive system, there's an endocrine system, where you find wisdom, where you find intelligence, and where you find knowledge. That's where spirit is associated. So what did he say there, John? Those who
For
worship,
Elohim is spirit,
yeah.
and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
So in order to worship Yahweh, you have to worship him in spirit and in truth. So what does the devil do? Twist the truth. Cut off circulations. So that the nervous system cannot operate the way it's supposed to operate. The endocrine system does not have the power to send a signal to the kidney, to the lungs, to whatever it is to operate. That's what it happens. We have to pay attention. Go ahead with the Elohim book.
The Apostle Paul wrote, For in him, Yahweh, or Spirit, we live and move and have our being, which was Acts 17 and 28.
I just say, right now I'm breathing, I'm moving myself, I'm doing all I can. I think I'm pretty, physically fit, I will say that. But it's all thanks to Yahshua, because in him we breathe, in him we live. Not only a physical body, but also spiritually, enables to live. Go ahead.
This is the beauty of Yahweh, that he has given us of his spirit through intercession. The golden altar of incense in the tabernacle points up this attribute of beauty, for as the aromatic fragrance of the incense filled the tabernacle and penetrated the veil unto the most holy place, it was a sweet smelling savor unto the nostrils of Yahweh, who dwelled in the cloud between the wings of the cherubims. The love of Yahweh.
Hold on. It's funny. You just remind me about the sweet smell. It's so funny how, what do we talk about? We're talking about beauty, eh? Males are attracted to female, and one of the things they will say, oh, you smell good. Female will do the same thing. Animals, birds and whatever, to attract another another partner, they will release some kind of hormones which will have certain, to attract other, that's the beauty. That's the beauty, it's really, something. I know in Africa, people use certain herbs, the trees, that are very rare. Some tribes still have that, where they use it and men or female can use that and, put it in and it smells, really good. And we still have tradition in Africa where people burn incense, where you go to the house and it smells really good. You go there and it's like, moi, like you just go there, you feel, there's something about it. I know nowadays people use, my wife uses essential oil a lot, she put like what do you call it?
Diffuser.
The diffuser, yeah. There's certain smell that not go with me, but there's certain smell that I was like, oh, that smell good, whatever. So again, but where does it go? Nostril. You smell it, they had to burn. Yeah, they had to burn that incense right here because it praised Yahweh. You know, when they burn that incense, when he goes up there, and you know, it was kind of a sign of their sin being, you know, forgiven, and when they officiate in the, when the high priest, and he literally told them what type of incense that they have to be putting it up there, and frankincense is one of them. Yeah,
Galbane and Onika.
And then Onika, yeah. Those are hard names, you know. Are those things, can you still find those ingredients nowadays? Really? You can? Huh. I mean, I know some of them, yeah, but because she have some. You got them all? I want to, what is the other one you just said?
Onika.
Onika. I have never smelled that.
Me neither.
Thank you, Janice. Sorry, I diverged, you know, a little bit. But it's all about, we're talking about beauty, you know, like we talk about, you know, that the sweet smells and the beauty. And when it's the opposite of it, nobody want to stay, you know? so it's just, yeah, when it's the opposite of it, like, yeah, it's like, uh-oh, somebody drop a doo-doo, you know, so, you know, people. So go ahead.
The love of Yahweh is really a manifestation of his beauty, for it is through the love of Yahweh that one becomes knowledgeable of his beauty. This love is typified by the circulatory system operating in our physical bodies. Yahweh Elohim could be ever so beautiful, but if he did not have the means of showing us this beauty, we would not know about it.
I like that. I like that. He's so beautiful, but he find a way to demonstrate how beautiful he is, to show us his beauty. I like that part, because it's gonna show how the circulatory system, you know, manifests itself in our body. Go ahead.
Similarly, although the respiratory system, beauty, handles the air that we breathe, if it were not for the circulatory system, love, this air would never reach the needy cells and tissues. The great blood vessel, the aorta, and its branches carrying life-giving blood to the needy, the aorta and its branches carry life-giving blood to all cells of the body, discriminating against none. Even cancerous cells and tissues, which portray evil, are bountifully supplied with blood.
And I'll just stop you there just to make sure that I correct that. That is corrected with the holy place with the candle, where this was always lit. It never goes off. Always in the tabernacle. This was always lit. No. Is it? 9 to 3. Oh. It used to. Oh, so there was a light of the sun. Right. And then when the light of the sun goes out, then they'll light the candle. Which correlated with what, you know, from the first there was the lights, and then the sun was pressed on the creation on the 4th day. Is that correct? Am I getting correct? Or am I? Whereas there was a light.
There's some more details.
There's more details on that?
That lampstand was lit at 3 p.m., burned all around till 9 a.m. The sun shined through the door.
Yeah.
To the east.
To the east.
And started to form a shadow in the afternoon. So the lampstand was lit before it got dark.
Okay.
So
it was never dark.
Never got dark.
Okay, that's what I was referring. It was never dark in the tabernacle, because it was always either the suns, was shadowed, or the candle. Okay, thank you for correcting. Again, that's little minute details that Yahweh just woke me because I forgot about it. So, thank you for bringing that up. But
same hours that the cloud turned to a pillar of fire.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Same hours.
Yeah. You're referring here.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
way through the wilderness.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a manifestation of what's happening in the tabernacle. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. So that is correlating with what she was just reading now with the circulatory system is supplying the blood to the entire body, and it's through the oxygen that is brought up going through the the heart and through the branches of like the aorta. You guys go.
Aorta.
You guys say aorta.
Aorta.
We call aorta. Yeah. 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 So anyway, it's surprised that from the go to the brain. Those are the main branches of aorta. And then you go down to like the rest of the body, and that's what I was referring to: the beauty and the love, because they work together to to work harmoniously and to surprise and give life to this body. And likewise, this is referring here like the officiating of the tabernacle. The candle was lit, surprising the lights, and then we always say Yahshua is the lights of the world. Remember, and then the sweets and sweet savor, to the smell, savor. Yeah, that's what I was trying to refer to. Okay, go ahead.
The apostle John wrote, Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That's John 3:16. And he
There's more than just that in John 3:16.
You want to read it, the whole thing?
There's more to the scripture.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and read it. Just stop there
John
and then
3
read
and
it.
16.
Yeah.
For Yahweh so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
This is a quote that everybody who call themselves Christian, they memorize it. And I guarantee every Christian know this word, even if they don't go to church that much. They just always refer to this, but they just don't understand the meaning of it, Yeah. Yahweh loved the world so much that he gave his own begotten son. So you go back here when you say the only begotten son, the great death where, he took shape and form as Elohim, and then he came down as Yahshua the Messiah. And he died for the sins of the world. What is that sin? The sin that happened from Adam all the way to all the generations. And he came and resurrected, because consciously we die. The day that Adam sinned, we die. Here, the intelligence, the wisdoms, the communication between us and Yahweh, boom, gone. But then Yahushua came and resurrected us, and now pouring out all this knowledge, which is the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is enabling us to be able to understand just a little minute things about himself. Go ahead.
And he gave him for all of us, both saint and sinner. The golden candlestick in the tabernacle gave or distributed light in the tabernacle gave or distributed light to all parts of the holy place, and thus typifies the love of Yahweh.
And that's very typical on that point, the love of Yahweh to both the sinner and the righteousness. And you see like whatever the distribution of blood to the body, it doesn't discriminates what type of cells or what types of organ gets what based on whatever the injustice is going on down there. They just say, my job is to distribute oxygens, my job is to distribute bloods to all this. Now, referring to endocrine system, that's what I was referring to, because so like you have this cancer cell sometimes, because the cancer cell, what they do, they trick our system also to gain more access on certain things, and that's why they metastase, very quickly, because they just go because they get more because automatically the body will have more supply of certain nutrients and certain things based on something going wrong on that area. So they have this system where they'll say, okay, maybe this area don't need that much blood that we send. Let's cross this, and then we're gonna send more blood on this area because this area is affected. So that's part of the cancerous cells. Sometimes they grow so fast because they eat so much, they need more things. The more they get, the more they grow. Before you know, they attack the whole body, and it becomes a problem. Sometimes we take care of it, sometimes we don't. It's the same thing as what the devil is doing to us, because they trick us on thinking that we are following Yahweh's command, but actually we are following the devil's commands. So, go ahead.
The excretory system, composed of the kidneys and its
Tubules
and bladder,
Yeah.
wash or remove impurities from the blood of the physical body. The delicate tubules of the kidneys selectively reabsorb back into the bloodstream all of the good and necessary elements and refuses to reabsorb any of the harmful or unnecessary elements. This process of selective reabsorption takes place after all of the elements have passed out of the bloodstream into the tubules of the kidneys. Then the dividing of the sheep and the goats begins.
Yeah, so like this, you can see here the kidney actually, like what I'll let you go after that. See this, the shape of the kidney, how it's drawn here. Now you correlate that with what was happening in the tabernacle, where there was a washing of the sacrifice. And then also there was washing not only for the sacrifice, but also the priest has to wash, right here. And it's what I was referring also area. Oh, my time. What I was referring also area about the frights of fear and fright of fear, fright of fights and fear, fight or whatever. Where you see the glands right here, but it's secreted up there. The signal come here and they release the hormones, and then that's enable you to do many things. But they are right there on the kidney, and the kidney really does a lot of things of cleaning up our blood. Cleaning up all our toxins and get rid of our toxin and everything. If these things fail, your body's in trouble. If these things doesn't work well, your body's in trouble, because then if you retain too much toxin in your body, if there's no balance of water, how much water liquids is in your body, then you're gonna start shutting off very soon. And so it's play a huge role in your body. The same thing as the tabernacle. There's a reason why Yahweh instructed them to have this washing of the sacrifice, because before it's put on this, on the altar, it has to be washed. It has to be cleansed. It has to be taken out of any dirt and stuff like that, and then put there. Before the priest can officiate here, he has to be washed. He has to be cleaned, to get rid of any kind of dirt and everything. Whatever that's happening here is exactly what's happening with the kidney. So the kidney is like whatever. And then you talk about the supply, because the blood that is dirty or clean is also brought out by the excretory system. And again, the respiratory system play that part too. And then the excretory system play that part. The endocrine system play that part. So they are all working together. You can see that. Although there's like a part divisions, but they're all working and function as one. The tabernacle pattern. The tabernacle has divisions in the most holy place, called around about, but it's all one tabernacle. That tells you that Yahweh, when he come down as Elohim, Yahweh is one, and one Yahweh only. There's no such a thing as some people call Trinity or whatever it is, because then if that's the case, then take your heads and put it there. Take your whatever, put it there, and then see how you're going to function, It's just impossible, So, again, that's just a witness to Yahweh. Go ahead.
This is a wonder of wonders that the tubules have the built-in intelligence to know to accept back into the bloodstream the good elements and to refuse to accept the bad or harmful elements, which are passed on down the tract and out of the body in the urine. This system therefore exemplifies the attribute of justice.
It's justice. Think of justice as you go to the courts and they discern which one is good, which one is bad. All right, we send this side, so it's kind of like the simple way of saying that. Mm-hmm.
In the overall purpose of Yahweh, all men are concluded under ignorance and darkness. Romans 5:14.
Romans 5:14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come.
So that no one had the advantage or ascendancy over another, and therefore could not brag or boast of his accomplishments. And Yahweh sent his Son into the world, and those who believe on him through faith. Galatians 3:11. Okay, go ahead.
Galatians 3:11. But that no man is justified by the ceremonial law in the sight of Yahweh, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith.
Mm-hmm.
And those who believe on him through faith were saved or became one with the Son, reabsorbed.
Mm-hmm.
And those who did not believe were cast out in the
draft or
were
refused.
cast out in the draft or refused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think we're gonna end there. But that's what I was just is if you don't believe in Yahshua, then you're going to be cast out, just like the kidney is just going to get rid of the toxins and everything. The people who didn't, when Moses went up in the mountain and came down, and all these people who started, worshiping the calf, almost 30,000 people were killed right there, But then there was only 30,000 people who were resurrected on this other side of the world. So that's the function of the kidneys, You're going to get cast out, the body's going to reproduce another, tissues and other cells. You just can't disobey Yahweh, because he will punish you. And so I hope whatever I share have some meanings to the body of Yahshua. And I apologize, there's certain things that I kind of forget, but that's just a reminder that we all have to be very diligent and make sure that we pay attention to Yahshua. So with that, I say hallelujah.
Thank you, Dr. Mayengu. That brings a close to our class for this evening. I hope everyone enjoyed that and got something out of that. Announcements are as follows. Classes are held every Wednesday and Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Our after-class question and answer period is the third Friday of each month, and for this month it will be the 16th. On the 17th, we are having our class barbecue at Hawk Island Park on, what road is that on? Willoughby, right? No. Kavanaugh Road. Festivities begin at 10 o'clock. For anybody that can join us and would like to join us, we'd be happy to have you. For anybody that can bring a dish to pass, we would certainly enjoy that too. And if anybody can sign up to help clean up, tear down, that would be great. And if you need to order ribs and chicken, please, nope, too late for that. Okay, no more ribs and chicken. All right. And that's been cut off. All right. That concludes our announcements. Let's all rise for the Doxology so that we may be dismissed. I will be quoting the last two verses of the book of Jude from the Holy Name Bible. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise Elohim our Savior, through Yahshua the Messiah our Sovereign, belong glory and majesty, dominion and power, both before all time and now and ever. Let us all say, Hallelujah.
sea, put it in the ground. Death is the state of its condition. Then you see it come to fruition. That's a type of resurrection. When you turn off the light and go to sleep at night, bury your head beneath the covers, arise in the morning, oh, that's just another type of resurrection. So I know that He lives, my Redeemer lives. I know. Tell me, do you? Yes, I know that He lives, my Redeemer lives. I know He gave me all the proof. Yes, I know that He lives, my Redeemer lives. This I know. How about you? How about you? Israel ate that lamb, then left Egypt's land to the Red Sea. Oh, Pharaoh right behind them. Through divided waters, Yah delivered them on dry land. That's a type of resurrection. Old Joseph was a dreamer, his brothers did despise. They put a No, I won't fall away. I won't stand in the middle. I will always keep the faith, for my Yahweh cannot stand infidelity, and my Elohim is the only El for me. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, oh. No, I won't turn away. I won't follow the prince of this world. I won't cheat myself of everlasting life. For the love Yah gives to me is my liberty, and my Elohim is the only El for me. When I feel that I just can't go on, and every ounce of strength is gone, I remember that He's always there to comfort me. And when I feel this life is just too tough, and the burdens won't let me lift my feet, I remember that His love is enough for me. Is just enough for me. No, I won't fall away. I won't stand in the middle. I will always keep the faith, for my Yahweh cannot stand infidelity, and my Elohim is the